It has been a truly crazy day, so do you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna make some brownies. We'll be starting off by melting 2 sticks of butter. I use Kerrygold. I do have brand loyalty to them. It's dope. If you haven't already, preheat your oven to 350, friend. Okay, I got it together here. I put about a half cup of sugar in with about a quarter cup of water, and I am using 6 frozen strawberries. Yes, I am using frozen because they're getting baked and it doesn't really matter. I have used fresh before. It works just fine. You just have to cook them for less time. And I usually cut them up when I do that, but because I'm using the frozen, I'm probably just going to mash them. Anyway, don't forget to whisk over here too. Now we're mostly melted, so I'm gonna go ahead and add the half cup of dark chocolate. I always use dark chocolate. I have the berries on medium heat. I'm turning it down. Also, you're probably curious, why not just put the strawberries in to the brownies? And the answer is because that juice is going in there too. That sugar, that water, that's going in there, and you're going to have one of the most amazing brownies you've ever had in your life. Okay, the strawberries are all mashed, and they are now, we're just trying to cook this down. I'm gonna try to reduce it by like a quarter, a half. We're basically trying to create a thicker syrup. All right, the chocolate, she is melted. It should look like this. Now, you better have turned off the heat, okay? Well, at least now turn off the heat. We weren't trying to brown the butter or anything. We just wanted to keep it melted. So yeah. So we need to let this cool. Seriously, let it cool. You don't want to cook your eggs that are going to go into it. We're about there with the strawberries, so we're going to start letting this cool too. And some of that liquid is still going to evaporate off of it while it's cooling. So it'll be good. While your stuff is cooling down, you're gonna grab yourself a medium bowl, friend. You're gonna add 1 cup of flour, 3/4 cup cocoa powder. I use Ghirardelli. A half teaspoon of baking powder, and a teaspoon of salt. And what are we gonna do? We're gonna whisk it. I'm out of whisks, so a fork will do. Trick is to actually turn it backwards while you do it. I don't know if that actually makes a difference. Someone in a restaurant once told me that, and I just do it now. But we want to try to get it to be a fairly even color. Whisk, whisk, whisk. Whisk, whisk, whisk. Whisk, 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 whisk. Whisk, 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 whisk. I think this might be one of my favorite stems. Now, we're gonna add what I would call an ungodly amount of vanilla. That's 2 tablespoons. Adding all of this before the eggs is cooling down the liquid further, so it's helping make sure that we are able to add our eggs and not have them cook when we do so. Okay, now we're gonna add 4 eggs. Okay, that's 4 large eggs. Now we're gonna what? We're gonna whisk them together. That's right, that's right. Now this is where you can really mess up. You're gonna add your dry ingredients. You are going to mix until you see no more dry, but there are still lumps. This is incredibly important if you don't want an overly dense brownie. I know I'm being intense about this, but I cannot stress, this is critical. So I like to do a kind of folding pattern, which is very difficult to do if you can't hold on to it. So I am going to cease and desist for a moment while I get this mix to the proper level, and so I can show you. Okay, there's a teensy bit of dry, but I'm not bugging. I think this is perfect. You are going to butter your pan, or put parchment paper down if you want to be fancy, but I ain't that fancy. This came out kind of thick, so I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to add the strawberry syrup to it. I would typically add it after, but I just want it to pour more easily. As tempting as it is to leave some of the batter in the pan, do try to scrape it all out into the baking dish. Stick that mamma jamma in the oven. After it's in the That's what it looks like in the pan. There you go. And set your timer for 40 whole minutes. You gotta wait for these, okay? It's gonna be worth it. All right, they're done. Here we go. So pretty. You can see the little bits of strawberry. Now they gotta cool for a while before I can put them in their container. But I'm so excited. They're gonna be so good. Oh yeah, we done did the good brownie. We done did the good brownie. Have a great night. Bye.